Well, hello there, YouTube. This is Laguna Bardwell back here for another Diablo 2 episode. However, today I am not going to play as the assassin. Instead, I am going to be recreating my Necromancer, a Summonmancer. Strictly, I will not use the Poison and Bone skills at all. I will only use curses and summons. Reason for this, I do intend to steamroll through Act 1 as quickly as possible. Other reason as well, I also got told that my audio in Diablo 2 was missing, which I realize now. Thank you guys. Sorry about that, but thank you. Basically, somebody posed the question to me as well. It's like, if I was using this PlugY mod, I did mention it in my second video that by Andariel you can easily get to level 24 and have your level 24 skills, have your regular traps, stuff like that. So I'm a little under level from what I could be in the base game. With the PlugY mod, where it increases your experience gain a little bit, there's a whole lot of other stuff in the background. Somebody posed me the question, how high of a level can you get just by straight up steamrolling the game? And I figure what best way to do that than to get a Necromancer who has an army of didgeridoos, and he can didgeridoo the fuck out of people. I mean, didgeridoo the heck out of people. Now, I got my trusty old black flies. And I'm ready. I hope. So, pull up the old PlugY mod over here. We're going to expand that window. Single player. 1 second here. We're going to pop this open. Haha. Still going to use the PlugY and drop mod. No way getting around that. Don't need Astrid anymore. Bye, Astrid. Didn't even realize that my other character was so far ahead, but okay. Noctis was my other one. We'll delete Noctis. And we're going to be funny, and we're going to call this guy Hello Kitty again. Or I can call him Sunshine. Fuck it. Let's call him Sunshine. Or Rainbow. Rainbow Sunshine. There we go. We have a Necromancer named Rainbow Sunshine, and he is using the PlugY whatever. So we're going to players 8 this, and we're going to transmutate. Boom. So, we're going to start steamrolling. Don't really have a whole lot of stuff that I was going to kind of ramble on about today. I'll just kind of make it up as I go. We're actually going to start... Fuck off, game. Oh yeah, my laptop is actually finally keeping its charge, so I don't have to every 2 goddamn seconds. So, Akara. Basically, when you start out, you have your whole townspeople. I'm going to go over this as if you were a newbie, just to see what would happen. Because I've never actually looked at Diablo this way in like 11 years, and we're going to start drinking to that. Blah. Yeah.
I am Akara.
So she's Akara.
High Priestess of
the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. Welcome you, traveler, to our
camp. But I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls.
You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel from which you have guarded the gates to the east for generations has been corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it, but she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Okay, I'm bored already.
There is a
place of great evil in the wilderness. Kashia's rogue scouts have informed me that a cave nearby is filled with, yeah, the Den of Evil. I'm sorry, guys. I really can't... Honestly, you pull up your quest tab, look for the Den of Evil. Like, this is so straightforward that I can't, in good faith, in good conscience even, bring up the poopy menu, like, or not menu, but I'm having troubles going through the basics as if I was a noob. One of these days I'm going to make a video. Ooh, Dole. That's good. That's a really good wound right off the bat, actually. Okay, if I... Are you kidding me? What the hell? Okay. Player's aid is not for necromancers. I also just lost my minion. Okay. That has to be a record for, like, the earliest death I've ever had in a video game. Okay. We're gonna avoid that. Oh, the champions, of course. Okay, stop it. This is not the time for player's aid, is it? Or summoning. We're also going to do this as if, basically we're going to do this like, as if I didn't have the PlugY mod. So I am going to follow the level up restrictions on my character. So at least we have that going for us as well. 3 skeletons total, why not? I mean, you gotta have a little bit of consistency. The damage plus is good. I still can't believe I fucking died. So we need strength as the next level up. Oh nice, 2 of the death items already. How did I die at the first monster? Like, they're... Okay, I'm actually sad. Like, I kind of want to start this video over again just to erase that from record. But nope. That is not how we do it. We are going to amp damage. Oh, someone's messaging me. But you know, there's almost something simple and serene about playing this game. Like, I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I know there's going to be a lot of people that don't like, just straight up don't like this game. And that's okay. But me personally, it brings me back to a simpler time. You know what I mean by that? Like, how do I even word that? Like, woo! So we're at level 7, which is typically the maximum you get to with, what the hell's the word? Without the PlugY mod, and without Player's 8. Or with players 8, sorry, with players 8. I'd never really play without players 8, honestly. Also, look what that got me. I mean, I just died in the first little bit, like... And we're not going to pick up any chip gems, because those are only good for really upgrading low-level gems. Or low runes. Ooh. Boots. Cats. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's let them take care of everything. Oh, fine. Done. We're getting rid of that. Gold star. Now a key dropped somewhere up yonder. Almost at 4 skellies. Next level. Mm-hmm. Okay, so apparently there was no loop down there. This is already a great start to a run. I kind of want to see if I can get past the act within an hour, but I really don't think that's going to happen. Why don't you think it's going to happen? Well, glad you asked, guys. Probably because I'm running through all the different caves and things like that as well, and we all know how well that goes in video games. Poison light, nice. Cannot be frozen, nice. Already have a sash. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. All these weird songs that get stuck in my head during the day, like, I don't know how you guys put up with me. Actually, I need to turn this down a little bit. Yeah. Ooh! Unique amulet. You know what, we're gonna make this into a game as well. I got some ciders here. Oops, that's not the... Anytime I die, I am going to finish the drink, like chug the rest of whatever I'm drinking. Not including that first one, because obviously I would need to be drunk to bring up that bad. Anyway, anytime I swear, and anytime I misidentify a unique item, except for rings and amulets. Rings and amulets are a little too...
I am overburdened.
Different of a variety. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great that they are dropping, but like if I'm identifying this and like Mahimo Curio, that could have been a Nokazon relic, that could have been Mara's, that could have been anything. So this mod does not really make it fair in that case. Just saying. Skill shrine, no need. I'm skilled already. By the way, there's like this guitar riff thing that happens in Diablo as well when you get to Tristram. And basically what it does is reminds me of Hotel California. That thing, like it's hard to explain what exactly I mean by that. You know what? I'm crazy. Just we'll stick with that. I'm crazy. Oh yeah, I have another one. Well, heck yes. Turn back. Well, I'm already over leveled. Poopy head. We'll go back to the rogue encampment. To the Den of Evil. You have cleared the Den of Evil. You've earned my trust and may yet restore my faith in humanity.
I sense
That's my Akara voice, by the
death
way.
within this place.
I also did a really fun run through the other day. I don't know why I did this, but I played through Adventure Time. There's a couple of different games that they have, like there's Explore the Dungeon because I don't know. I went through the Finn and Jake investigations, which I thought was absolutely funny the whole way through. Especially the Earl of Lemongrab. I don't know why. He makes me laugh so much. And I didn't even realize this until the other day, but the guy who voices the Earl of Lemongrab is actually the same... it's Justin Roiland, the guy who does the voice of Morty. And probably a few other characters in Rick and Morty. Like, I'm pretty sure he would do the voice for Mr. Poopy Butthole. But yeah. Ooh, railroad. So one thing I also noticed, guys, is like, you ever notice how different countries have different ways of organizing things? Like, just things in general. Like, over in the UK, for example, they would say, like, their date of birth. Say, for example, they're born on, like, the 4th of July. They would say 4th of the 7th, whatever year. And all of their dates and times are kind of the same way. It's like day, month, year. And then you come over to North America, and it's like month, day, year. And it makes me wonder, who was the arse? That's not a swear word. Who was the idiot, I guess, who decided to put things in, like, middle, small, largest order? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Ooh, Torch of Pyro? We're gonna find out soon. I am pretty confident in my identification abilities. Okay, come on, stop. Hey, you! Die! Level 10 already. So that would only increase by percentage, so we're gonna do this one. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure there's no monsters up here, because... Oh, look, there was. I feel like that's the Infernal Cranium. I feel like that's Vidala's armor, which... nah. You know what? Let's throw some mystery into the mix, and let's... I forgot to close the door. Oh well. It's not like the room is soundproof anyway. It'd be nice. Ooh. Begins font. I'm old. Oh, come on.
I can't carry anymore.
That might actually be a better choice.
I am overburdened.
Oh, by the way, guys, so when I did this video last time, I had a test video that was made, and it worked perfect. Like the sound and everything. But for some reason, when I went to re-record, like, to start up an actual one using the same settings, I don't know why, but the Diablo window just wasn't... It didn't want to do. know what I'm saying? Like I could see my audio bar bouncing up and down on Diablo, but it just wouldn't record sound. Which is fine. I mean, it can be a dick if it wants to be. Oh, shit. Poopy.
Is that enough to earn the rogue's trust?
No, it is not enough to earn the rogue's trust. Ha ha ha!
You have greetings.
One thing I also forgot to address is I'm pretty sure the level cap, if you get more, like say you're level 1 and you have like the skeleton, whatever, and you increase the skeleton all the way through, once you reach Akara's quest, it won't let you put that point in because you're already maxed. I might take a look at that and see what I can do there. I'll be right back. I'm just closing the door to make sure I don't disturb the upstairs neighbors. Ah, yes. The glory of apartment buildings. Now, I guess that decided my... I did guess that one right. That was Infernal Cranium. Torch of Iroh, which is actually a decent wand. Hotspur boots, which I should probably wear. Peltalanata buckler. Ooh. 2 to strength, really? So much but it's a round number. But more defense. I already knew that one. That would be the Fell Oak Club. Oh. I'm getting a little nervous right now because I know I'm going to have to drink if I get it wrong. Quixot's Keen, which is actually a pretty good sword. Crushing Blow. We'll keep it on me. Can't really get those. Those are rare ones. Right. Now this is where it gets fun. I'm going to guess Ravenfrost. Damn it! I mean, it's a good ring, but... Ah. I need to be higher level for that one. Dwarf Star. Ah! See, the rings and amulets are gonna kill me. Alright. These dragon scales sell for a lot, and I like that. There. 500 identify. Oh yeah, that's the other thing that was increased, was the identifications. Identification scrolls. And I don't care too much about this Tome of Town portal stuff. Just enough to get by really is all I need. Done with that one. And now... Tancred's Boots, which is actually a Necromancer set, by the way. It's just rare. Don't care about that. Peltalanata and Bigum's Bond. Cool. Sell. Sell. Yeah. Actually, I might keep that one. Now, I'm not level 12, so I'm not going to get that. Tap, lower resist. Decrepify, lower... Decrepify I do need. Life tap is pretty good too, and I will need that. But we're gonna stick with the basics.
Well, my
rogue scout is just upon an abomination. I can't do the lemon grab, whatever. Leather armor, that'd be Blinkbat's form. Which is actually decent armor. leather gloves. It's almost unfair, and like the whole... I'm basically just gambling on rings right now. Which is kind of sad. My brain just got lost in thought there. I can do some like really weird challenges with this game too. Like, imagine like a challenge where I can only wear blue equipment or something like that. Like Soaks of the Victor or anything with a sapphire in it, basically. Or I can only equip set items. That would be a fun one, actually. Could you imagine that? A Nemo sash. Of course. That would be a really weird run. I'm having a bit of an aha moment right now. Like, the things that I never knew that well, I guess I knew I could do, but... Ooh, another gold layer. Extra damage. Now, the good thing about ethereal items is they always start with max durability. Only problem is, they have less durability. Also, I need to learn to watch this little bar at the top here. Oh. Ooh, what to say? Ooh, that you only meant well. Where did I hear that? It's all for the best. Okay, I actually have no idea where I've heard that before. I don't even know who sings it. I remember Frau Frau's Let Go. That was a really good song back in the day. Oh god, I've started saying back in the day. I really have hit old. Okay, I now agree with the friend of mine that calls me daddy because I am so old right now. I am saying back in my day. It's not a sexual thing, the whole daddy thing. It's just strictly due to how old I act. Although I think it's kind of weird either way, a little bit. It feels weird just because of the culture around it, but I think it's endearing. And I also tend to be much more innocent than people around me. I mean, I have the worst sense of humor in the world. Like, I've joked about, like, so many terrible things. I will not give examples because I'm beyond that stage, but you name an offensive joke and I've probably said it. Or at least heard it and laughed at it. So I guess I'm guilty by association for laughing. At least that's how it is nowadays. Even if I laugh uncomfortably, I still sat there and let it happen, so I'm guilty. Yeah, weird crap like that. Anyway. Thing about the everything kind of about that is it's not... How do I word this? Modern society bothers me. Generally speaking. I feel like a lot of people are just way too open about things. Maybe that's just how the world is conditioned us. I mean, here I am rambling on YouTube about, and like, probably no one's listening to me. At some point, somewhere in the distant future, somebody is gonna find this video and be like, man, this guy is a weirdo. Like, he thinks about this stuff in his spare time. Why doesn't he have fun? Why doesn't he go partying and all that stuff? Like, somebody is gonna have those kind of questions about me. And I get it. I really do. But my thing about society is just nobody is personal anymore. And I don't know if this is going to be what causes my downfall, but something that usually hurts me in the end is getting personal with people. I once had a customer at work, and I tried to empathize with them with their situation, and then it was seen as not giving advice, but like swaying their opinion. And I was basically told that I'm not allowed to give my own experiences on things because it's seen as a scare tactic, basically. It's like, I get it, when you're in sales, you don't want to scare people into buying things. I understand that sort of things. I would never try and do that. But when somebody's asking a question and you go over a real-life situation that you personally dealt with, I feel like that's okay. And I feel like having that personal touch is very... It's normal. It should be normalized to have that kind of personal conversation. Even if it sounds like a scare tactic out loud, it's not, because you're genuinely trying to say, look, this is what I've dealt with. It could happen to anybody, even you. So this is where we're at, like that kind of, you know. And I wish more people were real, because a lot of people put up this persona. Like, you ever watch those Instagram kind of feeds? I don't really know what the word is. Instagram feeds, I guess, is the word. And you see all these people with these picture-perfect lifestyles. Like, you see, like, the travel couple. Or you see the rich businessman who's, like, fresh out of college, which never happens unless your daddy's rich. Not daddy as in, like, sugar daddy, but you're from a rich family. Or maybe sugar daddy, who knows.
I can't carry anymore.
How do I word that? Like, you see a lot of people, and they put up a personality online, and what they show you is what they want you to see, not who they really are. So when it comes to like me on YouTube, as an example, this is the real me. This is the me that I don't give a shit. I didn't have to drink on that one.
I am overburdened.
I'm not gonna get rid of that armor. The long and short of it is I don't care what people think of me, because quite honestly, at the end of the day, if I'm not me, I am going to go insane, and I will shoot myself in the face. Boop, boop, boop. And it's like, a lot of people have this persona. They want to be liked, and I understand that as well, because if you're not liked, you're not going to make connections. Your job prospects will be lower, you won't be able to, like, sell things or whatever. And I'm not like them. I don't care how I look. I honestly don't care what kind of jokes I make. I don't care who sees me as offensive or not. I can't even tell the joke because of the new YouTube guidelines, but there's a girl that I work with, and I went up to her to buy her, and I told her this kind of really off-kilter, I guess is the word, joke. And silly me, when she said she liked dark humor, I didn't realize she meant, you know, haha, dark humor, my life is terrible dark humor. I seriously thought she meant like the most effed up stuff you could think of. But when I came back to my seat, my buddy Steve and I, we kind of sat there, and Ali was there with me too, and Ali looked at me and he just goes, "Man, why did you tell that joke? Like, she was not into that at all." And I really don't care who thinks I'm whatever. I'm unapologetic to me. And Steve even piped in and he just goes, "This is a guy with nothing to lose. All the cards are on the table. And it doesn't matter if he strikes out or he gets a number or whatever. It's just a nice thing not to meet somebody who has everything to lose." You know what I mean? Like, and I find when you take that social pressure off of yourself, and I used to do this to myself for years. And I will straight up say this. When I was in high school, I was a really, really self-conscious kid. I used to wear a freaking parka all the time. Midsummer, I'd wear a parka to school, or a winter jacket, or just some really heavy coat. Because it was my safety net, I guess is the word. I did not like coming out of my coat. I didn't like coming out of my shell. And
I am overburdened. I can't carry
anything
it.
special in here? No, not really. So by the way, we're level 13, which is usually about the point when the Countess, the tower that we did in the Assassin run. That's usually where we're at with this level. Between here and 17. Usually that's my my not go-to, but my range. Typically I end up landing at about 16. The Countess, sorry. Anyway, back on track though. It's like, when I see something funny now on Facebook, yes, I still filter it because I have a job. I have people that I connect with at work. I have customers who won't find me on Facebook because, you know, private profiles and the whole artist names and things like that. But I still shithost on my main account. And I saw a meme the other day that actually, this is kind of what spawned the whole, not the conversation, but the whole thought process here. It was like, yes, there is a social guideline, if you will. Kind of an expectation that you do need to follow. But when it comes to it at the end of the day, would you rather be loved for someone you're not, or liked for who you are, or hated for who you are? And I think, honestly, if I had to force myself into a box and act the same way with every... Like, okay, I'm not going to mention names, but there's this company I used to work for. Way back in the day, not currently. And basically, it was a hotel chain. And this is back when I was living in England, by the way. Well, not a hotel chain, an agency chain that dealt with hotels. And what they would used to do is they would have a very strict decorum for how to dress, how to act, how to walk, how to do everything that I personally am not and will not be. We'll say it that way. I'm really using the skeleton right now. Not dealing enough damage. Anyway. The big thing about this was, like, you had to have your hair cut a certain way. If you had a 5 o'clock shadow. So if you shave and then you have even the tiniest bit of stubble by mid-afternoon, you have to go and you have to shave your face right before shit. And they wouldn't give you like lotion or soap or anything. They would give you a dry, single blade razor pretty much. Depending on the hotel, you can get away with the 5 o'clock shadow. But anyway, you also had to like have this whole like hand behind your back thing while you're doing your serving. You also had to do like there's the other one called Silver Service. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Silver Service on this feed here, but basically Silver Service is where you take a spoon and fork and you put the spoon or something like this between your fingers, and then with your other hand, it's like this. It's kind of like weird chopsticks. How'd it go? 1 second. I can figure this out. Is it this way or was it this way? Not that. I think it was the... Yeah, so the spoon would go here, like over the middle finger, but under the... Or sorry, yeah, under... It was like that. And then you have your like a pinky wrapped around the thing of the fork, and then you do your... I forget how it works now. But you had to like scoop food out of like a big casserole dish and serve it to customers that way, instead of having a ladle. It was stuff like that just to make sure everybody had their portions. And it was like, you can't really portion it out because how can you grab something with a spoon and a fork? Or if you shaved already that morning, as in the example I gave you earlier, just a couple of seconds ago, the whole like no 5 o'clock shadow thing. Some people can get away with, you know, stroke, done, whatever. But me, for example, if I go like a day or two without, not day two, an hour or two without shaving, I start to get stubbly and prickly. And this is part of the problem with like the whole customer service industry as well, is we're kind of pushed to act a certain way, be a certain way, and it's kind of moving over to society a little bit as well. Like we're expected to kind of service our viewers, I guess is the word, or our potential clients, if you will, by acting a certain way and behaving a certain way. There are some people who, and I understand this as well, there's like, if you have an opinion that's different from theirs, they might not like you. For example, prostitution, or, sorry, sex work. And there are some people who just disagree with it on pure principle, the fact that they would rather, generally, somebody have a way to contribute back to society in a way that develops society as a whole instead of helping just the individual. And I can understand their point of view.
I am overburdened.
And I do. I really do. And there are other people, on the other hand, who they don't care about any of that. They just want to find a way to make money, and this is like the best way they can do it. But at the end of the day, you're basically basing your social interactions on, do you share the same ideal as this person? Or do you look the way that this person wants? And it's kind of like the downfall of the whole aesthetics argument. It's like everyone, no matter how superficial or not, bases their interactions on how attractive they are to somebody, personality or appearance-wise. And typically, yes, there is a kind of threshold where, at a certain level of appearance, you stop caring about the personality. Because if somebody is like a chiseled Adonis, I've never used that phrase before, or they have a whole lot of charm, or whatever, there's a certain amount of stuff that they can get away with that nobody else can. So you meet people who are just like, and I understand also the whole remorse thing. If you have somebody like Ted Bundy who goes and kills a bunch of people and dismembers them or whatever, then you're obviously going to have, you know, a bunch of lawsuits on your hands, and you're going to go to court. And criminally speaking, there's a limit to what you can get away with. Oh no, my Cathan. God damn it, Angelic? Really? It was one of two, okay? But anyway, there is kind of a graph, I guess is the word. Ooh, perfect topaz. It's almost like the crazy hot scale in How I Met Your Mother. It's like the hotter you are, the crazier you can be without it being such a detriment to your personality, I guess is the phrase they used. So basically, if you're of 1 hotness, you can be 1 crazy. If you're 10 hotness, you can be 10 crazy, that kind of thing. And it kind of applies to the forgivability side of it, because there's a lot of times people will be like, here's an example. Somebody on Facebook a long time ago, I forget who it was like, if
I can't carry anymore.
It's like sexuality is not a choice because who would be attracted to men, was what their sentence was. And somebody replied back and they were like, it's definitely not a choice because I keep falling for the same sausage trap over and over again. And that's kind of what I mean. It's like, there's a lot of times where people act really terribly in a relationship or to other people, and they'll get forgiven because they are more attractive or they have a more charming personality than somebody else. When realistically, that charm and that appearance should not be the deciding factor in how forgivable somebody is. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a guy who nicknamed the Lord of the Dead Skeletons Rainbow Sunshine, and I actually forgot the name I gave to my own character for a second there, so... What do I know? This weekend's gonna be fun, by the way, guys, because I have a... Oh god, my gold dagger broke. Good thing I have tons on hand. Pun intended. Oh, hi, Dire Wound. Bye, Dire Wound. So steamroll in Act 1. I don't think steamrolling is the appropriate word here. I also don't think I'm gonna actually finish Act 1 within like the next half hour. Come on. You crazy broad. Nokuzen. Ah! I could not be so... Oh, I could not be farther from the truth. Alright, what's this one? Apple flavored cider. Actually, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Okay, don't judge me. I
can't carry anymore.
I already judge myself every day. Speaking of judging, I saw a joke online, and it was like this really terribly photoshopped. I'm gonna find it actually and try to get it into this video, but somebody photoshopped Gordon Ramsay's face, and they made it so like, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna find it on my phone actually and show you guys this way. Okay, get away, get away, get away. New tab. Because I gotta keep my Final Fantasy XIV fishing tab open. So, this is the joke I saw, and it was just Gordon Ramsay with this sausage thing. And for some reason, I read it as sausage, for one, instead of sausage. And then, when I finally realized that it said sausage, I was like, sausage! I don't know why. But just that's what popped into my head. Oh. God. Okay, get off my screen, you, because you're just gonna make me laugh for the next hour. Anyway, there's a work party on Saturday coming up, and I plan on pre-drinking. And that is gonna be fun, because I'm gonna come on here on YouTube, and I'm gonna have some fun with you guys before I go out to this party. Ooh, Tho and Damn, girl! Ooh, ooh, ooh. After this, I'll show you guys. Okay. So it came to pass that the Countess, who once bathed in the rejuvenating blood of 100 virgins, was buried alive. And her castle, in which so many cruel deeds took place, fell rapidly into ruin. Rising over the buried dungeons in that god-forsaken wilderness, a solitary tower, like some monument to evil, is all that remains.
The Countess's fortune was believed to be divided among the clergy, although some say that more remains unfound, still buried alongside the rotting skulls that bear mute witness to the inhumanity
of the human
creature.
Honestly, I just wanted to read something in a dramatic voice at that point in time. It's not hitting me yet, but I keep wanting to use all my skill stat points, but... Ooh, another gold dagger. And I realize at some point I'm going to have to get rid of the gold dagger.
I can't carry anymore.
Although now that I'm... Let's do it. So now, usually, by the way, guys, this is just something I kind of not noticed, but remember. Sure. Oh, that's actually a good one. That's actually much better, because, yeah. Because now, I have a plus to skills. Which means I have more damage. And this is the point of this whole run, by the way. Is with more damage. On my skeletons, I can just kind of sit back and let them do their work. Like a German sausage. I can sit back and let them do their worst. Heh, am I right? Because worst is a type of German sausage. Anyway, okay, we're just going to swiftly move past that topic. I said swiftly. Oh yeah, I can go boop, boop, boop again. And this was a useless corner search. The only thing I'm not really looking forward to about this, it's like, this is something I absolutely, cannot stand about this game, is when you level up.
I sense many spirits around the stones.
Is when you level up. Say, for example, your character has 4 skeletons and you can use normal, like I have now. And if you have, like, plus 6 to skeleton warrior, sorry, base skeleton, it doesn't matter that you can summon the additional skeletons anyway. It will re-roll your stats when you level up, and if you have any additional skeletons on top of what you had, it will kill your skeletons. And that is something I really don't like about this game, and I should have programmed that a little better. It's because realistically, you're not losing skill ups, they're still there. So, just... it's just ridiculous. Alright, well, I've been known to be proven wrong by these Mathas before, so... Kathan. Okay. That is actually one that I have never found in my entire history playing Diablo. Telling of Beads. I remember the Laying of Hands Bramble Mints. Oh shit, I actually also got that wrong and just said the S word, so gotta... Boo! Woo! It's actually not bad. Summersby apple cider. It's a pretty good drink. Not too strong either. I should probably also just double check one here. Part of me as well, kind of blah blah. Part of me as well. Ooh, Centurion. Wants to just drink all that. But anyway. So. Okay. Cold and fire resist gets reduced, but more defense and more life. Plus I still have 60 fire resist anyway, so... YOLO! Scepter. Actually, that scepter might be a good option. Chance of crushing blow, fire resist, poison resist, and it does more damage, and it has a lot more durability. Fudge yeah. Oh, right, also. Gotta resummon my mage. Also, if you keep resummoning, you get different elements. Typically, I go with like ice and poison because they slow down and they take damage over time. But realistically, you can pick whatever the hell you want because you're an adult or a kid, who knows? But by the way, I kind of wonder what the ESRB rating, or ESRB, yeah, ESRB, like what the ratings are for different games and movies. Like, how do they come up with that? Is it like a certain amount of times that a swear word is said, or I honestly don't know. It also kind of impresses me that the underground passage is right there, because it's been an hour and I'm not getting bored. I'm just thinking in terms of you guys. How many of you actually want to watch me for like hours at a time? Because I have been told my videos do tend to get lengthy. Just saying. Actually, wait, that's fast attack speed. Very fast attack speed. Eh. Rakanishu! Rakanishu, by the way, was the one that I killed over by the Cairn Stones. So it's really funny that they go Rakanishu in the background when their leader is dead. Because I'm awesome. I'm only using this mace for the finger crushing blow. That's the sad part. All right. Everything has changed. Come back and tell me why. Feel like I miss you all this time. That'd be a really good song to learn on guitar, actually. Huh. By the way, guys, when I'm drinking, I tend to get very sing-songy. That's a note for anyone who watches this. Like, if you want to get me up on stage singing karaoke, get me hammered. That is something I do get from my father. I will say that much. Although, really funny story for you. So back when I was like 10 years old, we were at a family reunion over in Newfoundland, and there was a few of the adults around the table were having a couple drinks, and basically my uncle, who is, or was, or does, I forget what he actually does or does, sang/sings in the choir. And what he would do is he would take like half a cooler. This is like any night that we were out. Just a half of a sugary beverage, and he would drink it. Half of it. And he would go up on stage and he would start singing and singing, and he would not stop. Like, he would sing everything that everyone else was singing, and I feel like I was a very self-conscious child too. I was 10 years old, and I was worried about what people would think about me if I was on stage. I was a very in-my-head... I'm still a very in-my-head person. Man, I kind of wish I could just go back and do my whole life over again, not just, like, what I've done recently. Like,
I can't carry anymore.
huh. I'm starting to learn more things about myself that I didn't realize before. These are actually kind of like a really good meditation as well. Like, Maybe that's why I feel so much better after I do these recordings. I found the dark wood. Nice. But, like, I'm only just realizing how self-conscious I was, even as, like, a little kid. Like, what did my parents do to me? I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't necessarily agree with as a parenting choice. One thing I remember as well growing up is that my dad used to, he put a keylogger on our computers. So, if we said something online that wasn't in line with what the family values were, we would get called out on it. Now, actually, an interesting point, and this is kind of a conversation I want to have, is what do you guys think about the idea, generally, of a parent spying on their kid? And I don't mean like spying as in like, nice, rainbow facet. Whoops. Nice rainbow facet. I don't mean... Okay, my parents did a lot of spying on me growing up. Basically, and this is kind of the point where I'm getting at, is with the keyloggers on our computers, if we see something that didn't line up with family values, or something really strange came up, we would have kind of a private conversation, say, oh, what do you say online, blah, blah, and it's like... It's not that I took it seriously, but... It's... It's hard to explain. I mean, I took it seriously to the point where I was like, oh great, now I have to watch what I say online because my dad's going to see everything that I do. And part of that social conditioning was I grew up thinking that every single thing I say is going to get recorded and used against me. And so I ended up basically not speaking my mind. And it's like childhood kind of ruined me almost because of that. And it's not to say that my parents are bad parents, because they definitely did everything they could for us growing up. But I think a part of being a child or being a teen is having that ability to kind of explore and learn more about the world in your own way. Not have your family's values pushed on you. And I'm very, very sure that when I become a parent, if I become a parent, very big if, that there are going to be a lot of things that I will do differently, but will probably end up doing anyway, in the end, because it worked for me growing up, but not because it worked in a good way, but because it worked in a way that was more in line with my my parents' expectations. So, for example, monitoring the MSN conversations. I'd message like a friend, like this one guy I went to high school with, KJ. I messaged him once on MSN, and I was like, hey KJ, how you doing today? Blah blah blah. And I went away from keyboard for like 5-10 minutes, and he was like, are you even still there? Like, you haven't replied back, that kind of thing. And I said, oh, sorry. Ouch, sat on my balls. Something like that. And next thing I know, my dad, 10-20 minutes later, shouts out from downstairs, hey, how are your balls feeling? And it was just like, you're watching my conversations in real time. Like, you are not a CIA agent. You are not an FBI agent. What does it matter if I sat on my balls or not? Now, I get it, though. Parents will monitor their child's phone for like any unusual activity. So there's things like, obviously, if they're sexting, because that's something that's not necessary. At least not as a kid. Sometimes it can help strengthen an adult relationship if both parties are consenting. Obviously, they want to prevent bullying from happening. Well, hopefully they want to prevent bullying from happening. And there's things like that which, yeah, you want to protect the kid from. But I feel like to the extent that my parents did, it wasn't really a very fair experience as a child growing up. And it goes deeper than that as well, because another example is I used to spend a lot of time, not a lot, but a fair amount of time with this girl named Carrie Ann back in high school. And I'll admit, I had a bit of a thing for her. She kind of was the cool kid who smoked, had tattoos, she was nice to me when a lot of people weren't. I'll say that much. I even had a high school teacher watch me change for gym because he didn't believe that I didn't have 2 pairs of shorts in summertime that were the same. A lot of hand-me-downs because my brothers were like 2 years ahead of me. So I ended up with like a pair of Umbro soccer shorts, and then a couple years later I got my brother's old ones, and they're still my pajama shorts. Anyway, he didn't believe I had 2 or 3 pairs of these shorts, so he watched me change for gym class. And there's a news article from recently where he got charged with sexual advances on young girls. Yeah, he is not the person that you want to have as a teacher. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But there are things like that you want to protect your kids from. And unfortunately, my parents kind of were harsh on it. I mean, for the most part, they let it slide. But it just sometimes it just took the line a little too far, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think my childhood actually kind of ruined me a little bit, if that makes sense. There's a lot of things I'm kind of realizing, but I was a very in-my-head kid, and I don't know if I agree with myself for doing that or not, because I think me being in my head all the time kind of ruined me as well, if that makes sense. Always kind of wondering, oh, what caused this? What caused that? Like, just very hyper-logical. And I guess I'm trying to figure out where I became hyper-logical. Now, one thing as well you gotta know about me, is despite the fact that I am very in my head, hyper-logical, blah, 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 there's a certain amount of there's a certain something that logic won't fix, and that's the fact that I literally do not have a visual imagination. And it's nothing to say that I can't think up new things and I can't be I can't invent something, or I can't think of a concept or anything like that. It's quite the opposite. I'm actually pretty decent at thinking of new concepts and thinking in concepts. The problem generally is just there's a okay, I'm trying to word this one now. Great, now you guys are making me think of you guys. I'm now thinking about a whole bunch of different things in my head now. which are kind of translating to this video. I do apologize for that, but anyway.
I am overburdened.
The thing about me is, if I tell you to close your eyes, picture yourself on a beach, would you guys be able to, like, kind of feel the sand beneath your feet? Okay, not that far. But, like, would you be able to see the sun, picture the coconut trees, picture everything all lining up not lining up perfectly, but everything on that beach would kind of appear in your imagination. You'd be able to see it as if you were there, and, like, if you could take a picture and print it, you would. That kind of thing. It's kind of the opposite for me. And by kind of, I mean the exact opposite. There's a meme I saw, and it was just a joke that somebody was playing with their parents, and they were like, I need to go to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. The parent got really worried, and they were like, oh, well, what's wrong? And then the kid replied back with, I can't see when I close my eyes. And that joke kind of resonated with me, because I literally cannot see a thing when I close my eyes. So, you ever see those, like, old, like, TVs where you have, like, the cable plugged in and there's, like, this really grainy black and white static? Picture that, only instead of black and white static, it's, like, medium brownish gray and dark gray static. And it's like, oh, I don't know how to word it. It's like when you have those PSVR goggles and there's like the grainy texture over top, and it's like, you know it's there if you focus on it, but it's enough not to bother you, but it's enough to notice, and therefore it can still bother you. It's just that little tiny eensy bit. So yeah, that's the that's where I'm at. And that's the extent of my imagination. I just see this grainy... It's like I'm looking at the back of my eyelids, and there's like this really light TV static overlay, but I cannot picture for the life of me a beach or a tree. I can't... There's a lot of things I can't. And I know what you're thinking already. It's like, haha, everyone can with enough experience, not experience, patience and practice, and are you Mexican or Mexicans, blah blah blah. You a Canadian or a Cantadian, blah blah blah. And honestly, I've been in touch with different universities and things like that, people who are actually studying this, and I am trying for the life of me to change this, because I would love to have my visual imagination. As a wannabe artist, I guess is the word. I wish I could hallucinate an image onto a piece of paper and trace it. I wish that was how good my mind was. But I'm stuck with the concepts, and it's just... I don't know, man. It just feels like something has been taken away from me that was never there, and it's like I never would have known that a visual imagination was an actual thing and that people can actually count sheep until somebody actually told me that they can literally see and count the sheep. But once you realize that it's not there and what other people can do with it, it bothers you. It really, or it bothers me anyway. It really does. Like, I don't know why it bothers me so much, but other people can learn by, like, mechanical, like, oh, start with the circle, extend the bottom line, make the chin out of that. Like, they can draw a face mechanically. But for some reason, in my head, it bothers me so much that I don't have the ability to picture things. Anyway, like, I think that kind of went on a little down note there. I do apologize. But you know what I mean, right? It's like It's almost like when you're...
Can't carry any.
I hate using this analogy. But when you have a baby, and they have a toy that's in their crib, they never realize the toy is there until it's gone. And they never want the toy until somebody takes it from them. And for me, knowing that people actually have a visual anything is like people taking that toy away from me. I know like nobody specifically has actually taken my imagination away from me. That'd just be a really bizarre friggin' scene. Oh, could you imagine? Still imagine. See, I can think of concepts. I have no problem with that. I actually wonder, like, there's a lot of people. Ooh, that's weird. Oh yeah, by the way, don't let these Rainbow Faster jewels fool you. That's probably not thunder related. Let's check. Poison, great. Although it does add poison skill damage, that's not bad. How about this one? Okay, that one actually is lightning. Level 47 chain lightning when you die. Unfortunately, chain lightning can also do as little as 1 damage, so... Huzzah! I'm probably gonna end up looping back around here anyway, but whatever. So my goal tonight is just going to clear out the Darkwood and Tristram. And then tomorrow I'll come back for the Black Marsh and the rest of... Or not tomorrow, but... some point this week I'll come back for the Black Marsh and... the rest of Act 1. Kind of the pit and all those other... places. Whoops. Get outside the window there. As a standard. Yeah, not standard, but... automatic. No, I'm kidding. Or in England, manual and automatic. I'm actually kind of curious though, guys, like, when it comes to just generally, just roll with me on this one. When it comes to imagination. Now, some universities actually have a word to describe it. It's called aphantasia or something like that. Basically, it's just lack of fantasy, what they describe it as. What exactly do you use your imagination for? Because... especially when you're somebody who wants to be artistic like me, you really need to work hard for it. And I just wonder, like, do most people use their imagination for porn? Like, this might also be why porn doesn't entice me. I'm very in my head and very about everything. Cool, so I am not going to step foot in the Black Marsh. I am just going to go straight to Akara, and then straight to the Infinity Stones. Oh, stop it.
The Order welcomes
Stop.
you.
Noise. I'm also working on my own game, by the way, so if I go offline for like 4 or 5 days at a time, you know why?
All that's left of
I'm not ignoring YouTube, and I'm not in a shell or anything like that. Well, I might be in a shell, but generally speaking, it won't be because of like personal reasons or anything like that. There's just a lot going on with work, and I'm okay with that side of things. I'll try to, you know. I'll try to upload as much as I can. And if you guys have any good topics you want me to talk about, I will talk about anything. If it goes into a certain territory, I'll have to put an age restriction on the video, though. But generally speaking, though, I will talk about anything. I have nothing off limits. I will talk about so many things. I can't really give examples because I'm specifically at a loss. So here you see the fire effect, and then like the randomly there's this pink puff. That pink puff is the crushing blow. Rid-it-do. Help! Help! I can't see when I close my eyes. For those of you who know what that actually is, like, oh my god. And this is literally one of those things where, like,
Deckard Cain, if you value
you literally cannot
leave
feel
here immediately.
the frustration that I have until you're an artist who lacks a visual imagination. That is just...
You have greetings.
I have greetings, okay.
I should bring.
Token of my gratitude.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, let's sell my items and then end this for the night. I don't need that. Let's see. Poison length, ooh. Actually, that gave all resistance 15. That gave 5. And screw it. Actually, that gave poison resistance as well. But it doesn't give that attack speed. This is the back and forth I have in my head all the damn time. Also, what was that about? What? Let's see. There's the Ravenfrost I was looking for. Oh, control and click. Cool. I'll keep that one. I will never... Oh, actually, I do want to buy that one back. Wisp projector. That's a good one, actually. I'll actually keep the telling of beads. Sell that one, sell that. Cathan's not bad, but no. Dollars, whatever. Bane Ash. Okay. Actually, let's do it this way. This is going to be the easiest way. Cool. Don't need. Don't need. Boom, 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 boom. Done with that.
I am overburdened.
Let it do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me that you want me more. I don't know. I don't even know how that came into my head. What is wrong with me? Aside from everything. Here we go.
I am
I bet
overburdened.
it do. We'll do that. So anyway, we're level 17, so we're a little bit ahead of the game when it comes to the Countess and the Black Marsh. So we'll probably end up getting like level 18, 19 before the Countess is done. So it's actually an interesting kind of a challenge, and I actually do like this kind of challenge. So thank you guys for suggesting that. I had a couple of requests on that one anyway. From people at work as well, so people haven't watched these videos. Watching you people at work. I don't care if you watch it or not. If you just make suggestions, I'm happy with that. Anyway, until the next time, though, we'll close this out because we're... Oh, right, I should probably get my hireling.
I cannot. The sisterhood welcomes
And
you.
Plisa? Nah. We'll go... Nah. Anyway. We're all good with that. Sorry that got a little bit serious there for a moment, especially with the delving deep into my childhood. The stuff that people should not know about me. And let's face it, you guys probably don't care about that, so we'll try and keep it lighthearted next time. Yeah, if you want to take a shot and see what kind of stuff I'm willing to talk about, shoot me a message. I'll do it. I'll talk to anybody. Literally anybody. I've accepted so many random Facebook requests. Anyway, yeah. Also, I am going to do some more kind of blind playthrough videos as well. VR stuff as well. So just keep tuned. It's not going to just be Diablo over and over again. Diablo is just kind of like my go-to right now because it's retro. I know it. I have a couple of challenges I want to do for myself. Just kind of spare time stuff. But until next time, though, as always, have fun gaming out there and Laguna Matata, as always.